difficult time, so morning. However, we will speak about the management of shoulder arthritis in young patients and the role of arthroscopy in this entirety. This is the disclosures. So this is a challenging subject, the management of glenohumeral arthritis in young patients. Conservative treatment is always the first option, and if it failed, joint replacement is usually indicated. But there are some concerns from the patient side that they wish to delay arthroplasty, and mostly there are concerns about the increased morbidity of these procedures and also the durability concerns. So this is not a desirable option for younger patients. The main problem of any patients, as these patients, is the pain. So there are non-operative modalities that aims to relieve the pain, as physical therapy, medicines, steroid injections, the hyaluronic and viscose supplementation, blood-derived products, and activity modification. And the vicious cycle of the chronic pain is accompanied by anxiety, fatigue, depression, and many bad thoughts. So this is a vicious cycle that makes the problem, worsen the problem. The role of arthroscopy, arthroscopy has a place in this management. The expectations from arthroscopy are to diminish pain, to improve the shoulder function, and potentially to delay arthroplasty. The biological therapies could be an option. You listened earlier all the concerns, but surely they are a part of our medical practice today. The factors should be addressed for optimizing the outcome is to understand and address the pain generators and the various pathoanatomic features that lead to functional deficits. So, what options need to be considered to optimize the outcome? Is to remove the pro-inflammatory enzymes and proteins within the synovial fluid in order to diminish the inflammation and the pain accompanied by inflammation. To debride the torn labral tissue and to remove contractures because the capsule is a source of pain. To remove the cartilage flaps and to stabilize the chondral lesion, eliminating the mechanical symptoms. To remove the loose bodies and reduce the mechanical irritation that they produce. And also, there are some options like subacromial compression, biceps tenodesis, osteophyte excision, and axillary neurolysis that has been also proposed. The post-operative rehabilitation is crucial, so these patients should immediate focus on range of motion exercises. Passive range of motion starts from the first day of surgery, mostly by stretching exercises, and then the strengthening exercises should be start after 3 weeks, and the return to activities, we say after 3 months because this is a time that we should expect to complete the healing, but this is stepwise. This is not the first step, the return to activities. It's not neither the second. It's a further step. So we should start by moving, by eliminate pain, and then progressively to return to everyday and then to sport activities. And this is some examples. This is a male, 53 years old. His job is a bank clerk. He is a recreational athlete, right-handed. Hopefully the pain was in the left shoulder. Had already begun 3 years earlier and worse in the last 6 months. He had tried physiotherapy, many non-inflammatory drugs, but he continued to have night pain. He have stopped physical activity, and he have influenced his everyday activities. This is his X-ray. And this patient underwent an arthroscopy with interposition arthroplasty with autologous fasciolata. You can see the loose bodies that was removed, the chondral flap, and also that the cartilage has been disappeared from the glenoid. These patients, these are the score before and 6 months after the operation. Even the strength has been regained. This is the range of motion. We don't expect these patients to have to gain much more range of motion because of the mechanical problems that has, but they have a painless range of motion. So 3 years and a half after the operation, he has no night pain, has no pain in activity, no need to take medication, and no need for continuous physical therapy. He has physical activity, and he is very satisfied by the quality of life he lives. This second case, male 39 years old, recreational athlete. He's right-handed. He has pain in the shoulder and also in axilla. He has operated twice for anterior shoulder instability. This is a typical patient with glenohumeral arthritis, operated with arthritis. And yesterday, Anna Katerina shows us a very nice slide with a girl 20 years old, operated, and this lady later 40 years old, and said that 20 years after the operation, these patients are still young. So he has night pain, not improved by medication and physiotherapy. He has he's doing physical activity, but with a lot of pain and anxiety. He has a serious deterioration of external rotation. This is an MRI. He has a huge osteophyte in the inferior part of the glenoid, and this was removed from the surgery, and you can see the preparation. The scores before, pre-operatively, and post-operatively are also has been improved a lot. This is the range of motion. We don't expect a very big improvement in range of motion, but this patient has better quality of life with no night pain, no pain in activity, and very satisfied 3 years after the operation. And this, the last case, a male 45-year-old, former national water polo player, right-handed chiropractor, pain in the left shoulder, operated also for anterior shoulder stability. He has night pain, he has difficulty to walk, and also has an ability to swim. In this case, we have arthroscopy, and at that time, he had consulted abroad to use the anti-inflammatory cytokines. This was a product called Enstride. So after the debridement and thoracotomy and microfractures, we use this product. And after 6 years, he has an improvement. He put the score from 50 before the surgery to 68, but he said that he can swim, has not night pain, and also he can walk, and has no significant restrictions. And this is the range of motion sent by him. In general, arthroscopic management does not prevent osteoarthritic progression, but provides a temporary option to prosthetic replacement and allow to return to everyday and recreational activities. Patients had significant improvement in pain relief, night pain, and functional score, slight improvement in range of motion, and high satisfaction. However, it's a demanding procedure due to technical difficulties and scarring and potential nerve damage. In the literature, we have Peter Millet that has published the CAM procedure and show that it has functional improvement and no pain. And in this article, they propose that arthroscopic management should be preferred in younger than 75 years old and primary total shoulder arthroplasty are older than 66 years old. In between, both patients are valid. So the take-home message is that the total shoulder arthroplasty has more predictable outcomes. Although young and active patients maybe want to delay arthroplasty and could be good candidates for arthroscopic management, however, it is an individual approach. We want good patient education to understand the limits and to set feasible expectation. So I invite you to be a member of ESSA, to submit your publication in ISAKOS, and not forget the national societies. Thank my support team and also for you for your attention.